What's the average 401k size by age? Where do you fit? Should you even be comparing yourself in this way? I've got all that and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, so a couple weeks ago, I did a video about the financial compare game, but it's really where should you be for retirement based on age, X times your income, and did a whole video about that. Check it out if you haven't seen it. And essentially, those sorts of comparisons don't help you. They don't matter. Don't compare yourself to that. Compare yourself to two things. Compare your financial self to who you were yesterday, okay? And really, that should be who you were 6 months ago or where you were financially 6 months ago, a year ago, 6 years ago. Are you making financial progress? That's the comparison you need to make. But then the second comparison you need to make is who you are right now financially compared to your goals, where you want to be, where you're striving towards. Are you on track? Are you off track? What do you need to be doing to get back on track? Those are the comparisons that you need to make. Still, right after I do that video a couple weeks ago, Investopedia comes out with a new article where they're talking about the average 401k balance by age. And it's like, oh, okay, I'm a sucker for this. But you want to know that too. So don't make the compare game, but let's see how you're stacking up right now. Okay, actually, before we get into those details, Fidelity every single year comes out with a study on the total 401k balance and the 401k, how many 401k millionaires are there, okay? And so this, I think, is also some perspective. Thanks, Captain Obvious, Fidelity, but the market has gone up, and so guess what? The amount of 401k millionaires is at an all-time highs. Of course, right? There should be no surprise. The typical or the average 401k balance has gone up as well, and the number of 401k millionaires out there is at a record high, all-time high. Of course, the market's at all-time highs. We'd expect that to be the case. So no big surprise there, but Fidelity posts this report every single year, and it's going to move with the markets, okay? Now, let's dive into what the average 401k balance is by age so you can see where you're at. All right, so those of you that are early in your career, if you're in your 20s, the average 401k balance is just a mere $10,500. Average contribution rate is 7%. This is discouraging. That average contribution rate needs to be 15%. Most companies are offering a match. Most companies do a safe harbor match. Most companies do a auto enrollment. And I'm using most loosely here because they all should, okay? So, but if you're being automatically auto-enrolled, that should be happening at 5%. The fact that the average contribution rate is just 7%, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. I want that to be closer to 10. I really want it to be 15%. Start the right habit early if you're in your 20s. 30-somethings gets a little bit better. The average balance, $38,000. Contribution rate of 8%. Again, I want that over 10%. I want that 15%. You're still in the formative stage of your habits on saving for retirement. Do you have a full, robust, built-out 5-factor retirement plan when you're in your 20s or in your 30s? Probably not. Probably not. It's more about habits, what you're doing on a routine and daily basis, and I'd want that to be contributing 15% towards retirement. I really would. So 8% better than 7%, but still not where it needs to be. Then 40%, of course, we're not there either. The average 401k balance is just $93,000, average contribution rate of 8%. Now we start getting into, well, people have probably changed jobs multiple times, so how much is actually in their 401k? Do they have dollars elsewhere? That's really building up. So, but $93,000 of average 401k balance in your 40s. In your 50s, that balance increases to $160,000. That's better, okay? Contribution rate on average 10%. 20-somethings, 30-somethings. Learn from those in their 50s. Those in the 50s are saying, yeah, we got to save more. We're doing 10%. Guys, start early. Start with that higher amount. So there you go. If you're in your 50s, that's average. Now, crunch time, you're in your 60s. Average 401k balance of $182,000, average contribution rate of 11%, okay? So obviously that average 401k balance, that's not gonna cut it, but we have no idea what other dollars the average person has. The average person changes jobs, what, 4 or 5 times in their lifetime? Gosh, right now, Great Resignation could be likely a lot more than that. And so you might not have all your retirement dollars in a 401k. You shouldn't. You should have some IRAs, you should have Roth, that sort of thing. So that average balance, boy, your total balance for retirement savings needs to be a lot higher than that. But I do like that 11% average contribution rate. 20-somethings, 30-somethings, 40-somethings, learn from this, learn from that. All right, so where do you stack up? Where do you stack up? Within your 401k, are you above average, below average? Are you right there? Honestly, guys, I still don't really care. Again, I go back to that financial comparison. This is clickbait. It's interesting to look at. I mean, it's real data. So yeah, taking a look. I mean, I think we're all prone to do that. But again, the meaningful comparison is to who you used to be. Okay, who you were, like financially. So comparing yourself, we update net worth reports every single year for our clients, and then that snapshot is captured at a point in time, so you can continually look back and say, well, this is where I was 5 years ago, this is where I was 10 years ago, so you can see if you're making progress. But then also doing comprehensive financial planning, you're mapping out your goals and seeing, are you on track for your goals? Are you on track where you were supposed to be by this point? That's the comparison that you need to make, all right? This comparison, I mean, even if you looked and said, gosh, yeah, I'm above average. I'm contributing higher than that on average, and my balance is higher than that. That's no substitute for a financial plan. That's no substitute for saying, well, then I guess I'm good, right? Just like auto enrollment at 6% or 5% or whatever it is, that's not a substitute for a financial plan. You might be auto enrolled at 6% when you really need to be doing 15, right? So work with your certified financial planner. Make sure that you've got that 5-factor retirement plan built out, that you're funding the right types of accounts from a tax standpoint, that you've got the right investment strategy as well, that you're saving the right amount into your 401k or other tax shelters. Work with your CFP on that. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can find one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with a K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or send us an email, info@korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.